What if I told you that the history of Algeria dates back to the dawn of civilization? Yes, nestled in the cradle of the Mediterranean, Algeria unfurls a rich tapestry of human history, its threads woven from the dawn of time. Our tale begins in the dim mists of prehistory. The land now known as Algeria was once trodden by our earliest ancestors. Imagine, if you will, the first humans gazing upon the same landscapes we see today, their lives a testament to the enduring spirit of mankind. As millennia passed, the early Berber kingdoms rose, casting a new hue onto this historical canvas. The Berbers, or the Amazi as they prefer to be called, were the indigenous people of North Africa. Their kingdoms, with their unique language and culture, flourished in the vast expanse of Algeria, leaving an indelible mark that still resonates today. But change, as it often does, came on the wings of new arrivals. The Phoenicians, an ancient maritime trading culture, established their outposts along the Algerian coast. Not long after, the mighty Romans set foot on this land, adding yet another layer to Algeria's intricate history. Both the Phoenicians and the Romans brought with them their own cultures, languages, and traditions, melding with the indigenous Berber culture. This fusion, this blending and merging of cultures, had a profound impact on the region. It led to a unique cultural and demographic mix, creating a vibrant mosaic that continues to evolve over time. Each period, each layer of history added new dimensions, enriching the Algerian identity. These periods, marked by power shifts, cultural exchanges, and demographic transformations, set the foundation for the diverse and multifaceted Algeria we know today. Every stone in Algeria's cities, every grain of sand in its deserts holds a story, a memory of a time long past. Thus, the ancient history of Algeria sets the stage for a rich and complex narrative that continues to unfold. But how did Algeria become a hub of Islamic culture and influence? Let's journey back to the 7th century, a time when the wave of Islam began to sweep across North Africa. The indigenous Berber tribes of Algeria found themselves at the heart of this religious transformation. In the year 680, just a few decades after Prophet Muhammad's death, Islam made its first significant inroads into Algeria. This happened when Uqba ibn Nafa, a general from the Umayyad Caliphate, led a successful military campaign across North Africa, spreading Islam along his path. However, the full establishment of Islam in Algeria came with the rise of various Islamic dynasties, notably the Rustamid, Fatimid, and Zirid dynasties. These dynasties not only brought religious transformation but also significant cultural and political shifts. They introduced Arabic as the official language, and Algeria became an integral part of the Islamic world. But the golden era of Islam in Algeria truly bloomed during the reign of the Almohads and Almoravids in the 11th and 12th centuries. It was a time when Islamic and Arabic culture flourished, and Algeria became a hub for scholars, artists, and philosophers. The cities of Tlemcen and Algiers in particular became renowned centers of learning and culture, drawing intellectuals from far and wide. This period, often referred to as the Islamic Golden Age, saw remarkable advancements in various fields, including science, philosophy, medicine, and architecture. Algeria played a pivotal role in this intellectual awakening, with its scholars contributing significantly to the body of knowledge that was being created and shared across the Islamic world. The cultural impact of Islam in Algeria is undeniable. It's woven into the fabric of the country's identity, from its architecture and language to its music and art. The Islamic influence is evident in the stunning mosques that dot the landscape, the Arabic script used in daily communication, and the melodious strains of Andalusian music that fill the air. The Islamic period not only shaped Algeria's culture but also positioned it as a beacon of knowledge and enlightenment. So what happened when foreign powers set their sights on Algeria? In the 16th century, Algeria found itself in the crosshairs of the Ottoman Empire, a powerful state that was expanding its influence across the Middle East and North Africa. The Ottomans initially gained control through a complex web of alliances and military victories, establishing their rule over Algeria for over 3 centuries. This period was marked by a unique blend of cooperation and conflict, with Algerian leaders at times accepting Ottoman oversight in exchange for military aid, and at other times resisting their control. The Ottoman occupation significantly influenced Algeria's political structure, reinforcing a system of centralized power and laying the groundwork for future conflicts. Fast forward to the 19th century, and another foreign power cast its gaze on Algeria, France. The French colonization was a transformative period in Algeria's history, one that brought about sweeping changes to the country's economic, political, and social structures. France sought to exploit Algeria's resources for their own gain, establishing vast agricultural estates that displaced local populations and disrupted traditional ways of life. However, the French didn't have an easy time of it. The Algerian people proved to be a formidable adversary, mounting a fierce resistance that lasted for over a century. Men and women, young and old, rose up in defiance of French rule, fighting for their land, their rights, and their freedom. They formed resistance movements that challenged the French at every turn, refusing to be silenced or subdued. The French colonization also had a profound impact on Algeria's social fabric. The French language and culture were imposed on the Algerian people, leading to a complex process of acculturation and resistance. This had lasting effects on the country's identity, creating a unique blend of Algerian and French influences that can still be seen today. The Ottoman and French occupations of Algeria were periods of great turmoil and change, but they also showcased the Algerian spirit of resilience. Despite the hardships of colonization, the Algerian spirit of resilience shone through. But how did Algeria regain its independence? This question takes us into the tumultuous period from 1954 to 1962, known as the Algerian War of Independence. This was a time of intense struggle, with Algerians fighting to reclaim their nation from French colonial rule. The war was characterized by guerrilla warfare, Maquis fighting, and the use of torture on both sides. It was a brutal conflict, but it was also a turning point for Algeria, a moment when the nation stood up and said, "No more." The National Liberation Front, or FLN, played a pivotal role in this struggle. This political party and militant group emerged as the leading force in Algeria's fight for freedom. The FLN launched the war on All Saints' Day 1954 with simultaneous attacks in various parts of the country. Their tactics were bold and relentless, and their message was clear: Algeria would be free. But it wasn't just a local fight. The world was watching. The international response to the war was mixed. Some countries supported France, while others backed Algeria. The United Nations was eventually brought into the fray, with a resolution in 1962 calling for immediate negotiations to end the conflict. And end it did. In March of 1962, the Evian Accords were signed, signaling the end of the war and the beginning of Algerian independence. It was a hard-fought victory, one that came at a great cost, but it was a victory nonetheless. The fight for independence was a testament to Algeria's enduring pursuit of self-determination. It showed the world that Algeria was not just a piece on a colonial chessboard, but a nation with its own identity, its own dreams, and its own destiny. And so the stage was set for the next chapter in Algeria's story, a chapter written by Algerians for Algerians. The fight for independence was a testament to Algeria's enduring pursuit of self-determination. Now, what does modern-day Algeria look like? Let's dive into the fascinating tapestry that is contemporary Algeria. Post-independence Algeria embarked on a journey of self-definition, grappling with the challenges of nation-building. The early years were marked by attempts at establishing a socialist economy under the leadership of President Ahmed Ben Bella. However, his tenure was short-lived, and he was overthrown by Houari Boumediene, who continued the socialist policies, focusing on industrialization and agrarian reform. The economic landscape, however, started to shift in the mid-90s. With the adoption of free market principles, Algeria began to see a surge in private entrepreneurship. Today, the economy thrives on the backbone of oil and gas exports, but there's a growing focus on diversifying into sectors like tourism, agriculture, and technology. Politically, Algeria has seen its fair share of turbulence. The infamous Black Decade of the 90s was a period of civil war and political unrest. Yet resilience is a trait deeply embedded in Algeria's spirit. The nation emerged from this tumultuous period with a newfound commitment to democracy and human rights. Socially, Algeria has been a melting pot of cultures and traditions, a testament to its rich history. The Berber cultural revival is one such example, with the Amazigh language now recognized as a national language alongside Arabic. Women's rights have also seen significant progress, with Algerian women actively participating in all spheres of life. But it's not all smooth sailing. Algeria faces challenges like unemployment, especially among youth, and the need for further political reforms. Yet, despite these hurdles, Algeria continues to stride forward, constantly evolving and carving out its unique path. Algeria's journey has been one of resilience and transformation. From the ancient Berber kingdoms to the Islamic influence, from the Ottoman and French colonization to the fight for independence, and now in its modern form, Algeria's story is one of endurance, adaptability, and an unyielding spirit. Today, Algeria stands as a nation that has navigated the currents of history and emerged with a distinct identity.